Computer. Lights. Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. Alrighty. Arg, arg, arg. Today we're going to be working on. We continue working on the work we were working on last night. I love having like 4 hours a day to work on things. It's actually really cool. But I need to spin stuff up. We were working on the bridge. We had the bridge going. We have a couple of pieces that need to be made for the bridge to be complete. So we're going to do those real quick. Not sure if there's such a thing as real quick, but we'll give it a shot, huh? So let's go to the monter. That's French for monetaire. Hey, Hone, welcome back. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Okay. Bringing up the main bridge. Takes it a second to load. Load. Wow, taking a second longer to load. Okay, there we go. There we go. You can always ask things, honey. My good friend, you can always ask things. I'm going to work on the stairwell, which is on this side of the bridge. But first, I think we've gotten most of the lighting stuff figured out. Double check. There we go. One of the other things that I think is going to have to happen is I want to put the Kitty Wakes logo here. What do I think about? Oh, well, she's lovely. Isn't she a nice person, though? She took care of you, and that was a good thing. That was a good thing. I think she's a wonderful person and a nice addition to the show. All right. We need to fit this. Well, I think anyone who will take care of you in your time of need is a good person. That's my thought. Do something yourself. I don't know. If she's not related to you, you might want to go for boba or something. I came over here for something.
You have an incoming call from Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. Guess what? You're live on air. What's up?
I was just calling to say, hey, it's really crazy out here. Probably not going to show up today.
Okay. Were you supposed to show up today?
Yeah, I was supposed to get rid of all the computer stuff.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That works. Okay. Well, then I won't see you today. Okay. Bye-bye. My buddy Kevin, who is going to come over and help move. Oh, no. Huh? You got to go take care of her now. That sounds like a thing. It's always a bummer. I know the feeling, though. Tell Honey we're thinking of her. Because, like, that's a bummer to lose somebody. Even when it's expected. Even when it's expected. We are looking for the background here. Interior. QuaCk bridge. Back wall. starting to feel like it, isn't it? Man. It's like the weather is atrocious, horrible.
Unless you work in a town that is prone to wildfires.
Right? Then we get, that's what we're getting nowadays, is we're getting fire weather. This is the new weather alert that we have on our PCs, is we get fire weather. And I'm like, fire weather. Oh, that's not good. Although it's raining today.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The weather is not atrocious because maybe it'll keep my workplace from
Burning down. Yeah. That's my wife in the background who's talking about the fact that her entire area has had, watch out, it's all going to burn down. Like the weather through all of April. There was no rain or snow in April at all here. Oh no. No, it's all good, ma'am. Take care of her. Take care of second breakfast. Tell her we're thinking of her. Tell her we're keeping her in our thoughts. All right. I'm also going to. I need the original textures for this. Where'd they go? Okay. She's good people. I like second breakfast. She's cool.
I like her name.
Yeah, you can tell what kind of geekdom she's into, likely.
Hey, are you going to eat my pants?
He's the birthday boy.
He can eat my pants if he wants to.
I think he thinks that, he eats pants. That's like birthday cake, I guess, for him. I don't know. I got nothing. He's just a weird animal. Such a weird cat. A good cat, but a weird cat. Interiors. Interior blender files, yes. We'll go to the bridge. This is back to the, did we do it right? Did we do it wrong? He has water downstairs.
No, not that. I just tried to spray my teeth with cold water.
Oh, yeah. I see.
It didn't feel good.
No, I can't imagine it does. Okay, struts. Maybe I should open. You know what I should do? Don't save. Open. Having a problem here because I don't know where I put all of. Is it an aging? No, it's not an aging. It should be in DAS file. No, where is the? I hid it from myself. Interiors. All right. Blender files. Oh, I know what the problem is. It's not open, it's import. Wavefront object. There we go. Bridge back wall structure, because that's the critter we need. That's this guy. Because we'll go to UV mode, switch to UV editing, object mode, right? And then we go to edit mode. See, you didn't grab all of it though. Like, you didn't grab this part. Some of this was done before I really knew how to do 3D modeling, and it shows. Like, this should read fine, but doesn't.
All right.
I don't know why it doesn't read fine.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
going to work now.
Go to
Have a
work
good
now.
day.
I love you. See you later.
See you later.
You can leave me with the weird cat birthday boy.
Yeah.
He's a weird cat and a weird birthday boy. And that's fine. Yesterday I was working. Yesterday I worked hard yesterday. I really did. I did a lot of good work. So this look on my face is me thinking, I feel like I kind of want to redo this because I don't think it turned out as good as I wanted it to. So, and I'm noticing also that like this top part didn't get captured either. So let's go ahead and just remove everything that's in here except for, I didn't even use that part, or that part, or that part, or that part. There are two of these. Is that what's going on here? There are. That's part of our. Okay. You know, you've got to gain experience somehow. But boy, some of these things, it's like ridiculous. There's two of these in here. Okay. Now we're down to one thing. It's all the same thing. Right. Now, I think really what I should do is Boolean these things together. I mean, really, because we're just going to end up with. All right, I'm going to take this and merge it. Fail to set value. You know what that means? They are too close together. When you or too far apart, that's what it is. When you try to do things like this, you want these things to be right on top of one another. But the little widget is 100 miles away. Widget. We need, because we need to cut these two together. So we're going to do this. We're going to go in here. We're going to move sideways like so. Okay, we're going to do a few things that we've done with newer pieces, but we have not done with this. Yeah, that one's set right. This one is not. So we're going to bring this over here. We're going to bring this up and take a look at it in non-naked mode, right? Because we're going to have to cut into this top part here. This part holds to the outer door, outer shell. And this is going to be a stairwell coming down. We're going to build those shells here today. We're going to do that because this bridge needs to be done. If you look at the first comics layout, we spend an inordinate amount of time on this bridge. So we're going to do this right. We're going to make sure we get all of these pieces correct. And we're going to do them all the right way. The way we should have done them. Okay, so we're going to take you, we're going to add a modifier, we're going to hit Boolean, right? We're going to hit union, onion, and do that. And that added those two together. They now all belong to one unit. Hit apply, go into naked mode and double check, yep. Okay, and then that way we don't have to worry about this guy anymore because he's not there. He doesn't really exist. What we do have to worry about is duplicated frames in here. This should be one critter, but I feel like it probably isn't. So we're going to do this. We're going to undo modifier. I'm going to drop this guy down even further. Okay, we're going to take this guy right here. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to look at this because what I really want is I'm going to have to cut into this floor down here to make this right. So we're going to take object mode. We're going to move this guy down just a smidge. Like that, like so. Just enough that if you look at it from the side, they overlap. See how they overlap now? That will ensure that this guy cuts into this guy, which is an important thing. So we're going to hit Boolean. That didn't work. There, that's what you wanted, right? So now we've cut into this set, right? We're going to need that, right? Remember to apply it first. Modifier is disabled. Skipping apply. Just had to do that, didn't you? All right, now that other guy here, and that's this guy. There we go. And we have to do this because we've got to see how to get in here. See how it now has removed some of the interior. So now we're going to go in and we're going to go to edit mode. We got to select it first, guy. Edit mode. And we've got all these now faces that are up here. Not there. This guy. We're just going to delete them. We don't need that face. And all it's going to do is add complication to the mapping. So we don't want to do that. We're going to come right here. One half of it turned out all right. But one half of it, we got extra faces out of it. We didn't need those extra faces. Looks like we got double faces in there or something. I don't know. I'm a little bit leery of messing with that at this point. All right. right, there we go. Now what we're trying to do is get this guy hollowed out on the inside so that we're nope. There we go. Look at that. Right? Now we're talking a little bit here about some of these things. And here's another thing I'm thinking about. There should be maybe a stand for a control panel that drops down so that the captain can look at it, right? Because she's going to be sitting here and all this wonderful overhang up here that's useless pretty much effectively. What if we took part of this and dropped it down to here ish and gave her a control panel she could look at? So when she's sitting in her command podium there, she's got like drop down controls. The thing about this station is that it's huge. So kind of like the idea of putting a couple of those in. So let's do that. It's like large ships. Large ships have all of these screens that are right here, right? So if we were to take this guy, let's say, and this guy, and go to the front here and say extrude and bring them down, we'd have kind of panel holders, sort of, so to speak, to hold, panels that she can use to see things. I don't want them to be obtrusive, so I'm going to bring them down to here. I'm going to bring this into this sort of kind of bring them into an extended point like so, and curtain them a little, because she doesn't need to know as much what's going on left to right as much as she needs to know straight down. So we're going to do that. I'm going to bring this back up like so. I'm going to extend again. And this will be the mounts that actually hold her monitors. But I want to make them smaller. So we're going to scale that down just a hair like so. Right, we'll do the same thing over here. Take this and scale it down like so. Right? And now what we should have is these sort of curtains that kind of come down on either side. They're twisted though, and I don't like that. So we're going to untwist them for one. We definitely want to untwist. We've had a rough day for the folks here on the show and for the QuaCk community, because it looks like Second Breakfast's grandmother has passed, and that's a sad thing. But also, Brian's dad ended up in the hospital last night as well. So, got kind of it's been a rough day for the folks on QuaCk. There we go. So I'm giving well wishes to all of the QuaCk community. QuaCk. So, okay, so here is the thing. We wanted to name like our group, because we've got a group of artists, right? Because you see me here regularly, you see Pepper, and you see Brian, and sometimes Raph was here last night. And so we were coming up with it. And we thought Quasar Art Collective, QuACk, QuaCk. And we felt like that was a good name because it's silly like we are. We're not really serious. I mean, we're serious artists, but we're not serious people. So, QuaCk, the QuaCk community. So, by default, you guys are part of the QuaCk community now. Right? Like the duck sound. That's exactly what it is, though. That's us. Because it's silly. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes in life, you need a little silly, you know? So, all right. So these will hold the captain's monitors down in front of her face, sort of, I guess. I don't know. The more I look at this, the more I feel like they're not going to. Like, they're not going to be, she's not going to be able to see them. They're going to be too far to her sides. So I feel like maybe I should bring them a little further forward. I don't know. Let's take a look from below and see what happened on these guys. Because, like, looking at it from below, yeah, see, I don't think they're going to make it. I don't think they're the right size here, or the right design. I think we're going to have to move them. So let's take a look. All right, here. And we want them to kind of go out a little. Because we, like I said, we don't want to really get in the way of the captain's sight. She needs to be able to see very well. But these monitors can also tell her what the story is with the ship, if the ship's in good shape or not. There, let's do that and see what happens. Oh, noes. I don't know why she yelled at you either. Although, if it involved us, we're very sorry. There we go. That's probably better, right? I mean, because then it sort of sits out a little like that and gives her a monitor to one side. There we go. She needs to be able to see from the captain's chair, though. So we've got to kind of look at this from the point of view of the captain's chair, yes? So if she's here and she looks to that side, she can see that monitor. And then this side's way, way, way over. Oh no, you probably didn't tell her something. I don't know what I did to you. But I promise you, if I ever get you in trouble with your friends, it's totally because I mean well. I will never get you in trouble with your friends because it's funny. That's not funny. There's something not funny about getting into trouble. You know what I mean? It's not funny. Nobody likes getting into trouble. Especially my kid. My kid really doesn't like getting into trouble, but he gets into trouble a lot. If somebody doesn't like to get into trouble, he sure does get into trouble a lot. Okay, we're going to move this to here. I'm going to move this to, say, here. There we go. Right? We're both lost. We're both lost. We're just lost. We don't know. We don't know anything. All right. So those will hold monitors. I don't know. I still feel like if the chair is sitting right here, because let's look at the bridge from here, right? If we look here, her chair is here. We've got this like circle. So that's gonna put this monitor like here and this monitor here. Mm, mm. I don't know. I'm not liking it. I knew I was coming up with something, but I don't think I like it. I feel like it's not helping her. Like, I feel like no matter what, it should be these two right here in the front and not these side ones. And I'm not sure if I like that. I don't like that because it means I'm going to have to do all this work to get rid of it now. So we're going to just delete the vertices on that. We're going to delete the vertices on this. We're going to take this guy and do the same thing, vertices, vertices. We're going to have to patch these holes that we just made now because we opened up holes in the bottom of the mesh. So we're going to do that. We're going to go in here. We're going to just hit F for face. And we'll patch up these holes because we made holes in the mesh. F for face, patch it up. Have a good day, Hone. Take care of Second Breakfast. Tell her we're thinking of her and hope she feels better. And we'll see you later. Okay, I did all kinds of weird. What is all this selection thingies? All these selections. There's no reason to have this much selection. Okay, we're gonna go here. We're gonna do this, and I think I'm gonna unmark whatever's marked because there's something marked here. And I feel like it is. Where are we with marking? It's marking something. We're marked. Everything's marked up, and I don't know why it's marked up. It should be in UV editing mode, and all of these things are marked. Maybe it's edges. Oh yeah, clear seams. That's not it either. Clear sharps. I don't even know what sharps do. Why did I mark a whole bunch of sharps? I don't even know what a mark. I don't even know what a sharp is. Okay. Apparently, I had a sharp. I don't know, man. All right. And one of the things we were making before, I made a door. I feel like I should make a standard door, the doors or something. So we're going to do a standard door next after we fix this problem. There's a lot of problem to fix here. So, all right, we fixed that. Let's go ahead and give the buck tooth in. Those of you who are not familiar with buck tooth is, that's the two front teeth that are longer on a person. They call them buck teeth. I'm not sure why, but they do. Anyway, so yep, there's that. So here are the front screens. So we'll go to the left and we'll go into edit mode and we'll go here and we'll just pull this forward because I actually really don't like the idea of that being in front of her face too much. Yeah, see, no matter what, this still looks better, and I don't know why. It's kind of frustrating. If I were designing this, I'd bring this in, and I'd bring this in like so. All right. So what we're kind of doing here is just bringing this unit in so we can select it and then extrude one more time out the sides. Then we can do this and extrude this way. Right, and then this way we've got the ability to hold many little monitors if we need to. Like you can hold as many as we want without this being so obtrusive. Right, we're gonna, so this way we can bring this way in like so. And it'll still hold all of her control monitors and everything like that. But it doesn't have to be like super obtrusive and in her way. And then this way this doesn't look as weird and bent, or burned or dead. The Bridges mustache. There we go. And monitors here, and maybe tilt them down so that she's got some control operations that she can look at. And I kind of feel like this looks a lot better as far as like a command console, but you've got to be able to get your head around this. Otherwise, you're smacking your head on the monitors. Let's not do that. Okay, so front view again. These don't need to be that long. Let's go to the bottom actually. We'll put them to here because you don't want to smack your head in that monitor. Nothing worse than smacking your head on monitors. Bonk. Ow, that hurts. Every time. Every time. All right. Rolling around to the front. There we go. Like so. I think if I go sideways on this, perfect. That's clear. A lot of chattering going on. My sister is noting that it's George's birthday as well. My sister adores my cat. So that's always a good thing. She loves the cat. Georgie Porgy. She calls him Georgie Porgy. And I feel like I can't get these guys lined up. They need to be at least similar here-ish. Like I don't even know where this is going. Okay, here, and then we are here. Maybe? Oh yeah, I feel like this is not lined up at all. Guys. I don't know, guys. Sometimes I worry about me. What was I thinking whenever I did this originally? Sort of stuff. actually, I kind of like this going in, though. Well, no. Maybe this would make sense, right? It'd be flat here, so she can get a monitor here, a monitor there, and a monitor there, right? Because you're looking at it from the point of view of her sitting here in her captain's chair, like so, and be looking out. Monitor up here, monitor up here, and monitor up there would give you some things she can see and view. All right. So try look what happened here. We squished that. We didn't mean to squish that. No, we shouldn't have squished that. Right, that one should line up to that one. And actually, why don't we move the other one back out so it's here? Ah, look at that. All that worked, sort of. Ugh. Okay, what a mess we've made of this model. All right, let me line these up. Then everybody's in the same line. Okay, look how far off they go once you get up here, though. It's kind of funny. Not sure if that's the... Yeah, that's that internal bump, right? So that's a bump that goes back. I want it to go back straight, so we're going to bring up these guys instead, so that these guys are straight too. And I actually feel like you are all the same lines there. And this is going to be that sort of thing. And it becomes a complete disaster area up here at the bridge, or at the top of the command podium. Doesn't surprise me. One of the problems we've got is this, which needs to come down. And this guy's probably fine, but this guy's not. That's part of our problem right there. This should be... These guys should be lined up. Oh, look how messed up everything is. Oh, well. Okay. Okay, good. Perfect. No. No. Computer. Stop. How did you get that? Weird. All right. I have a new client, which is really cool. And I like her a lot. She's cool. But yeah, she's texting me to say, because I'd finished all of the photography I did for her yesterday. Because I went and took pictures of a house up in North Glen. And so finished those for her. And I wanted to make sure I say all the correct, polite things because I really like working with her and I hope to work with her again. So you want to make sure you're polite to people if you wish to work with them again, naturally. All right, I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. So now we've done enough modification. We're going to have to start all over again with the UV mapping, but I like this a lot better because I feel like we're going to be able to get little monitors up here and stuff like that. Hopefully she won't bunk her head on it. I think it's far enough forward that it should be fine. Yes? Yes. What we can do, though, is double check it. And so that's what we're going to do here in a minute. We're going to double check this. So we're going to take this guy. We're going to take him, and then we're going to make sure that nobody else lives here, right? Nobody here but you guys. I don't even know what you guys are. Whoa, look at that. Is it like an upper catwalk? Maybe. We'll delete that guy too. Really don't. And it's just going to show up somewhere else, and I'm going to be like, what is this piece? There we go. We're going to be all confused, and we're going to be like totally baffled by this, and it's going to be so weird. So let's not do that. Okay. Here we go. We got you. We got you. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to export this as just a wavefront object. And I'm going to call this the bridge back wall structure. And I'm going to call this 2 because it's a modification. I don't want to lose the original, right? We don't need to limit to selection only because we can take everything at this point in time. So we're going to. I'm going to go in here real quick because we've already kind of built this. I'm going to turn off the shells because the shells on either side are sort of a problem child. Right, so we're going to take the shell, turn that off, and turn that off. This way we can still see what's going on here because I'm about to redo this guy. I just want to see what it looks like. So we're going to say import bridge back wall structure 2. I'm going to bring it in, right? So here, take a look at it. Bridge back wall structure 2. We'll bring it up in size until it matches. Go to the left view. Okay. Bring it up. And then we want it to just match the same height as this other one. And it's reversed. So I'm going to go to parameters. I'll rotate it 180 degrees on the Y. That flips it around. We can see the computer consoles now, not you. And we'll bring it into right here. And we'll turn off this guy. And while we're here, we're going to take the surfaces of this guy and we're just going to call it that. I want to say diffuse color that, ambient color, I don't know, something like, this, just enough that we can see it. Okay, looking at the camera view. There we go. So those monitors aren't going to be necessarily in the way of her, and we can adjust them up and down so that they're not quite so high, but maybe I feel like they do need to be raised up. Because even if you're sitting in her seat, which we might be, right? If we're sitting in the chair here and we're in her seat, we're looking out from where she's going to be looking. And those monitors now, I mean, you see how we're looking through the bridge now, going through the monitor section up here and out to the front of the bridge. And though you can see directly forward on the bridge, I feel like we're having a little bit of a hard time seeing up through the middle of the bridge. So let's raise that just a smidge. Right, so this front piece now, this is why we're not mapping it yet, because I'd be like hating myself after going through all of the mapping sections of this. So we're just going to raise this up because from here it's easier for it to hold on. Make this a little thinner. These are super metals, so okay, from the side. One thing I don't like is that this is an OSHA hazard. Everything's an OSHA hazard. So let's bring that up so that it doesn't. For those of you who are not U.S. citizens, OSHA is the government agency that checks to make sure your workplace is safe. So there's often a lot of us who make jokes about OSHA hazards, as in the workplace is not very safe. OSHA would just ban this place and say, no, you can't work here. I'm so sorry. Yeah, bring that in line like so. Maybe I won't. Maybe that was a bad idea. Yeah. Maybe these guys are just these guys. But I can raise them up. I think I'll raise them up a little bit. All right, bring this up just a hair too, just making it look nice. Okay, so this bar is going to hold monitors. I'm going to do the monitors using the plant on function that we had before because those look great as monitors. So we're going to just do that. So, all right. There we go. Oh gosh, look, that thing's full of doodly wops. I don't even know what it's doing when it does this stuff. Go to edge, and then we say clear the sharps. I don't even know what a sharp is, but we have to clear it. Okay. And take this guy, and we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to go into object mode. We're just going to export him. We're going to double check him. Right? We're going to delete and then bring back wall structure so we can see. And then from the perspective mode, we're going to take a look again. No, stop. All right. And going ahead and do this again. We're going to import back wall structure 2. There we go. Rotate him 180. Push him back. Matching spots. Check the camera view. There. Better? Yes, no. Yeah, I think that's better. It's not going to block her too much. So that'll be fine. And she's short enough that she should be able to walk underneath these monitors, right? Which will be a funny joke. Yeah. Right? Because if we look at where she is, she's tiny. Yes? So, in theory, she should be able to walk straight underneath these monitors. Yeah. And even Bennett should be able to get underneath the monitors to some degree. Okay, cool. All right. We fixed that problem. I like that now. The next problem we've got to fix is the wall to the bathroom. Because we have a wall to the bathroom and it's not closed. So we're going to fix that next. These are all things that for some reason I thought, we don't need to worry about that now. Excuse me. So we're going to bring this out just a little bit, just enough that the wall exists. All right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to grab just this top piece and this bottom piece. We're going to move it like so. We're going to double check to see what screwed up thing we just did in the front of this thing. We just screwed up a whole bunch of stuff. All right. Do not want that or that selected. There we go. There's a bathroom back here. And really, that door should be as wide as... No. There. Bring it back because it's this size right here. Right? That's what it should be, is that size right there. There. Now we'll build doors in a second, but for right now, that's enough to give us the interior piece of the bathroom back there. It's good. And hey, unlike Star Trek, I actually have bathrooms in my ships. Isn't that nice? Nice. NAHS. Nice. Other thing I feel like we need to do is the railing up here doesn't exist. So we're going to take a face here and we're going to do this. And we're going to extrude like so. I'm going to take this face up here and extrude up. And then that way we've got a railing that covers the entire front of this section because it should ring around the inside of the field when the bridge is on hollow mode and the holograms are up. All that's going to happen is people are going to run right smack into this thing all the time. They're going to run right into the holograms. So you actually are going to need a something to get them to stop from doing that. This look on my face is, what the heck was I thinking when I made this thing? That's the look on this face. Because look at this design right here. I mean, this isn't even like normal. Well, we can at least bring it to here, and that'll help. Someday they're going to make a movie out of my comic book, and when they do, they'll be like, "What the heck was he doing? We've got all these great 3D assets, but he's a jerk, and he didn't do any of this stuff right." What kind of trouble child? What kind of trouble child grew up like this? Okay. These models don't even fit. What's going to happen? They're going to be like, we hate him. Hopefully, they'll come back to this video where they will watch me and they will say, I am so sorry. I am so sorry I did this to you. Because it's going to be like, they're going to be like, what are you doing? I don't know. Where are you? I don't know. What are you doing? I don't know. Why did you do this? I don't know. All right. Bring this back. Bring this in. I'm just going to flatten this up a little. At least make some logic out of it. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay. Something I've been meaning to do for a while was patch this up. I have done my bit for King and Country. We've patched it up a little. I feel like I'm just insane at this point in time. So it's all good. Insanity and all. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll bring this down and I will just patch this up. like so. And we will just pretend that this all fit, and we'll pretend that all is good, and everybody will pretend. Everybody into pretending? Good. I don't know why this is. I don't even know. I don't even know what I was doing. And I'm not listening to my take a break thing. Okay. There we go. So upper podium of the bridge looks kind of like this. That's all right. It's just folding back. But part of the problem is that it's an open area on the original. When we look here, this becomes an open area that I'm trying desperately to kind of fix. Um, right? Because right over here, we've just got it. It looks like you just fall to your death out here. And I don't know. I'm just not into that. So we're going to fix that problem right there. Yeah, there we go. We're good. All right. So here we go. We've got this new structure. It looks fine. Probably should just go on ahead and build the stairs because we're never going to get them right if we don't do them. So we're going to extrude to about here-ish so that there's room to walk underneath that stair plank. Come to here, I guess. Then we're going to extrude again, and then this time we're going to come down to the ground floor and move it outward so it lives like that. You can still walk under the stairs and go out an exit that's on this side. There's a weapons locker back here and everything like that on this side. Keeps the bridge safe. But the stairwell now is a weird shape. So we're going to have to do this sort of manipulation because the bridge moves forward like this. And we need to actually go here. We need to kind of bring you back like so because really, as much as I love this, it's not going to fit. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now the other thing we're going to do on this is we're just going to bring up and extrude out to give myself the ability to have a railing, right? So that the railing, we don't have to worry about actually doing the stairs. We just have to have a railing, and that railing goes like this, and it's OSHA compliant. And now you have a stairwell that goes up to this upper story. And oh man, what a mess. I shouldn't have unselected that because we need to do this to line it up. There we go. Right. Then we go to the side, and here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to take you and push you back to here. I'm going to take you, and we're going to continue you down until you touch the ground like so. There. And we are, moderately OSHA compliant. Moderately. At least the railings aren't going to make you fall to your death. We may have some other problems with these railings, but your death is not one of them. So there's always a plus there. You're not going to die on these railings. Do need to get them out of the way of this upper part, or it's going to be impossible for me to deal with this. Ideally, this would be one unit. Ideally. How do I get it to do that? Like, can I bring these things together so, and just bring them up to this guy. Will that work? Right? And then, like, could we make this all one unit? I mean, we could technically, couldn't we? And instead of having it here, you just walk out to here on this side. That could be a thing, right? Here's us trying to tear apart the bridge. Again, I'm just going to take these vertices out, right? I'm going to take these vertices out. I'm not, what do I want to do? What am I doing here? Does anybody know? Does anybody know who's in charge of this thing? Okay, so I've cut a hole in the bottom here, which that's not going to be a major problem. What I really think I need to do though is make this landing universal. The slow talking there was because I'm like, am I sure I want to do this? Or am I going to regret my life choices? Let's find out. Let's find out, shall we? So if we move, what are you doing? I don't know. Does anybody know? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what you're doing. You're not sure you know what you're doing, and it's all good. There we go. We're going to move this here and then move this here. At this point, there we go. There we go. Like that. Yeah, that's what I want. Bring this over. And if we do it this way, then even though that's a really bizarre shape, we can patch the floor up, right? All right, let's do this. Here we go. So by patching that up, I now know that we have floor here, right? You can go around this little corner here to this. Now the next question is, how do I get the railing to line up? Because we really don't want a 6 mile wide railing. And really, honestly, I think that could be one side, this could be the other side, and we could be fine. So, here's what we're going to do. You and you and you are going to form a face. And then we're going to take you out and put you in and form a face. Right? This will allow that to be a thing. And then we will cue you. Right? Take that face out. Yes. This is the way. This is the way. This is the way. And then this can go here. Gives us just a little bit of a bend right there, which is fine. We'll fix that in a second. Because it looks like we've got a couple of triangles that are really upset, but we'll fix them in a second. So, okay. So now you can kind of see that we can go into this hallway. We can go in here. It makes everybody very mad when you do this, so don't do that. It makes the mesh really upset. Okay. Here we go. We can move this to here. Whoa. Yeah. We'll go here. Biggest problem we've got is that. So we need to make no, just you. You need to come back to here. And that's how this is going to work, I think. Or not. We'll see. And then we'll just delete this guy because we don't know what it's doing. It doesn't know what it's doing. It's all good. It's very, very, very confused. So, okay. I mean, it's not alone. I'm pretty confused myself. So, that's all good. I think we're going to need to kill that too. Or patch it, one of the two. I think we need to patch it. All right. So we go in here, take these two, and just this guy? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe? Ugh. Face? Because I feel like there's two vertices right here. Right? See how that opened up all of a sudden? Like, this is how you die on the bridge. Your foot caught in that, and it gets all tangled up, and then you die your horrible death. So, what it means is there's probably two of them all the way down. Ugh. Why did I do this to myself? Why did you let me do this? You let me do this to myself. Why would you? Okay. Okay, so we're gonna have to kill this entire face right here. We're actually gonna have to kill this face because this is the one where it's all messed up. Because if we do that, we open up this zone. You can see though, we've got like a hole going to the floor of the bridge here. All right. We kill that vertice. We have to kill this guy too. Right now we've kind of unbuttoned the whole mess. Right. All right, now it's open. And now at least I can deal with something. Because like this guy needs to go away. Just the face here though, this guy. All right, now we've opened it up. Wow, what a mess. All right, let's re-examine our there we go. So at least we've patched that bottom piece up. Okay. Now we're going to patch the bottom. Bottom. Maybe. Nope. Hit the wrong command. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Gotcha. Okay. There we go. That's not it's not as exciting of a patch as you think it is, guy. It's not as funny as, oh God, how many things are up here? Because I'm noticing that this is not illuminated. And it really should be this guy right here, right? Which means that there's two of them. See how it split out like that? I could tell because this one wasn't lit up. All right. So there we go. That's the bottom of... Okay. We patched this side weirdly. I can already see because the normals are flipped. I actually feel like all of these normals are flipped. A normal, by the way, is a face and which direction the computer sees it facing, not you. So when you do 3D objects, they don't render both sides of a face because that's ridiculous. That would take a lot of processing power. So instead, they only do one side of it. Why did that clear that? What the heck is it doing? So when we do normals, why is it going all the way down there? What is going on? Just a piece 3 is not the face. You guys are really weird. Like, where are you going on this? Oh well. So when you do patching up like this, the 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 processor understands that the shiny side is out. It knows that. And the dull side is in. And we're trying to make sure that it gets that squared away so that it follows that all the way through. Otherwise, we're just going to have a mess. Um, but the way that most 3D programs work is they take a look at which direction the camera was at and give an opposite side of it the face. So I may have to rejigger the normals. And I don't know exactly what that means, exactly why I'm going to have to fix these normals, but I have a feeling I will have to fix the normals because we will be under here. And I just totally made my life complicated by putting in the stairwell. And I was like, well, but it was a good idea. And yeah, it's not really, is it now? No, how was my good idea? How did that go for me? I mean, really, how did that go for me? How was that going for me? There we go. And everything locked up pretty nicely whenever we did that. So now we're at just the hole on the bottom of the bridge, which that's not that big of a deal. Although it is kind of weird shaped, isn't it now? But at least this is something we can patch relatively easily. So we need to go to this guy, and this guy. Here we go with construction, right? Undo that. And we'll go all the way up to here. Patch that in. Undo that. Go over to here. Patch that in. Do that. Over to, oh no, don't do that. Over to here. And we'll patch that in. Okay. Now we've patched the underside. That should be good. We have a slide now. It's like a fun slide. Wee! Says the crew of QuaCk because they're weird. We're going to get rid of the face here because we don't need it anymore, right? Because now we know that this is all internal and it's sealed up and there's a hole right there. I can see it. Where did that hole come from? Oh, wow. No, that's not good. Oh, actually, that's fine. That's not a hole. That's just extra junk inside the walls. Okay. We can take this guy and select him and then just get rid of him because he's just junk. right? It's in interior. Yeah, we got a lot of, looks like a lot of just basic chatter in here. It's gonna be hard to snag some of these other ones, but I can see them in between the walls here. And this is part of, this is what we call an artifact from the Boolean. It's hard to see them, but they're, what we've got is we've got some extra faces that don't exist, or they're existing between the planes of of this model. So it's not, so there's no hole there. That's just, that's supposed to be there. Okay. Back to patching. So that nobody falls into this hole in the deck. OSHA not qualified here. We're just not qualified for OSHA here. Now we've got, it looks like two. Do we have two? Or is it just one? It's one. Okay, good. Patch that up. Patch that up. Patch that up. And you maybe? Patch that up. Yeah. There we go. And then the last one should be you. Patch you up. And everything just clicked into place. There we go. Now we just organize everything so it's correct. Like this guy really, never do that again. Just you needs to go over. You need to go back here is what needs to happen. I got to figure out how to get this to work so that it lines up. And now you can kind of go out here until you line up with that line. There we go. And so now what we've got is kind of this sort of, now I can go to the side, other side. There we go. And bring it down until it matches the, there we go, like so. Look at that. So now the railing goes down like it's supposed to with the rest of the, what a mess. It's all right, Captain. We're just dizzy when we go down the stairs. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. The stairs are all crooked, Captain. I'm just saying, crooked stairs. Okay. There we go. All the way down. We'll take you and move you over until you are lined up correctly. Since you are. Okay. I'm going to move you to there. And that gives us sort of this nice, clean effect. Which, you know, we kind of hope is clean. And maybe it's not. I don't know. But I am going to, now that I've gotten to that point, I'm going to stand up and stretch. We should all stretch. All right. Now you're a little, there we go, more like that. And I actually think you could probably be pushed to there. Make that look a little bit better, right? It doesn't help any that this is at an awkward angle. It's like, you know, a teenager. It's an awkward angle. So we kind of want to bring that back in just a little to kind of push that back in. There we go. I still don't think those are lined up. I mean, they are. I really don't feel like they are, though. I feel like none of this is lined up at all. And what a mess. All right. There, just stretch that out so that that's correct. Are we open here? Because that looks open. It isn't open. Okay, well, it's not open. That's fine. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, see, I feel like these guys don't know what normals they're doing. And we'll really see it if we import it into Daz Studio and all the normals are flipped or screwed up. That's how we'll know. The thing I didn't check was what's the captain's chair look like from here? And we know we've got is the captain blind to the left side? That would suck, right? And like we wouldn't want that. She shouldn't be well. How much of the left side is going to be screwed up by this? And if so, should I make a spiral staircase, which is something I had thought about before? I feel like those spiral staircases are really hard for Shakarana to navigate. You know what I mean? I'm like, why don't we just have a lift? Yeah, I feel like this is a visual distraction or a visual problem, right? Because our captain sits here and she won't be able to see anything through this staircase. All of that work. We just literally spent the last like hour building a staircase that we're going to just delete. Okay. But the more I look at it, the more I'm like, well, sometimes you just gotta. So we'll take these out. We'll take these out. All right. But the more I look at it, the more I think, over here on this side of the platform is going to be this real problem child, right? I mean, it's going to be an issue. And yet again, another death platform. I don't think I want to do that. Almost not attached. All right, well, we've pushed forward with this particular piece. Now, the question really is, what did you intend to do, guy? What did you actually intend to do? What was your plan when you started this? I had no plan. Um, we're about to introduce a new technology because there is the transfer tube. Now, if I think about this correctly, probably the most accurate thing we could do is put a transfer tube over here. A transfer tube is the way you get up and down between decks on this ship because it's just a zero gravity or a null gravity field. There's no gravity inside the tube. So you just step off the deck and then you grab a handhold and you pull yourself up. And you just keep going up until you get to the next deck, then you stop yourself, and then you step out onto the deck. Transfer tubes are, there's no need for, there's just no need for elevators. It's kind of a waste of energy, especially if you have the ability to control gravity. So what we're going to do is on this side of the bridge, we're going to put a transfer tube in that just goes up to the top deck of the bridge. We establish a transfer tube earlier. The reason I'm doing this is I'm thinking it through. How do transfer tubes work? How do I want to do transfer tubes? And do I want to cut a hole in this ship for a transfer tube or in this model? But I can take and make a transfer tube. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to take and build the transfer tube here, and then we're going to blow it up and use it for the transfer tube that we need in scene 2 of the comic book. So that'll work. Okay, so we're going to seal this guy up and patch him up here. It's going to take some work here because we got to actually kill this one vertex over here because there's 2 vertices on this side. Right, so we're going to take you and you and you. We're going to patch you in. I'm using kind of a weird patch in here, and probably I kill that vertex completely now, right? I don't really need that guy. So we can just take you and you and you and make a face. And then take you and you and make another face, right? So we're going to take you and you and you and make a face. And you and you. All right. I mean, like, looking at some of this, we probably even could kill this guy and just make faces all the way across here. Yeah, it'll be fun. It's okay. And actually, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Now we're going to take you 2 and you and go patch and patch in here too. And we'll go along the top. And we'll patch that in real quick because we're going to have to go up. But now I'm seeing, like, it doesn't really need that. Well, maybe it needs that connection piece. See now. But it probably doesn't need this guy anymore, right? Because this is just one triangle. And we can probably pull him out to, say, like here or something, maybe even here. And then this whole subsection down here can move over. Maybe not all of it, though. I feel like this guy can go here, though. Right. That makes sense. Yeah, big opening in there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to think this thing out. Because there's going to be a transfer tube here now. Alrighty. This is me getting consternated on this one, trying to figure out how I'm going to pull this up. Or not. We're not going to do that. We're going to die gasping. Okay, so now I'm quoting Firefly. Just so you were all, before you guys get really worried about me. I mean, like, I'm sure you guys are already pretty worried about me. I am just quoting River Tam in her infinite wisdom. Because what we're going to do is we're going to do this. And then this. Okay, looking from below. I'm going to bring this up. We want to just ease the mesh is what we're doing. We're just making the mesh a little bit less stressed. Because we kind of moved this over. Uh-oh, there's an open here. How did that open? How does this not have a thing? All right. Well, that should have patched that up pretty good. Okay, good. All right. From below, guys, we're going to try to get this to... Now, see there's a bevel on the bottom of the bridge over here on this side, and we want to kind of match that bevel. So that's what we're doing here. We're matching that bevel. Again, I'm going to try to loosen up the mesh on the underside there. It doesn't need to be so stressed, so there's no reason to. Because we're about to cut a hole in this. Now that we've done all this work, we're going to cut a hole. And when we do, we're going to need to make sure the mesh is not stressed out when it's around that hole. Because otherwise the Boolean will be completely bonked and it'll be really sad and we will be all very upset. So there we go. Look at that. Okay, so here's where we're going to put that transfer tube. So let's talk about transfer tubes real quick. Save as bridge 2. Because I really don't want to save over my existing bridge. Because if we save this as over the existing bridge, we're going to ruin all of the existing bridge because this all needs to be anyway. All right, in defense of transfer tubes, go to object mode and add a mesh. We're going to create a cylinder I'll look at it from the top and come down. I'm always wondering whether I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. This cylinder became seriously weird. Anyway, okay, we're gonna make transfer tubes. So here we go. Let's establish what a transfer tube really looks like. Right. So an actual transfer tube is going to be 2 meters across. Like the actual transfer tubes that exist in our in the ships are going to be 2 meters across. So let's go ahead and start building this transfer tube to be just slightly over 2 meters. At least then we know, right? And then from the side, kind of looking at where it is on the side, we want it to be 2 meters to every floor. Except I think that our ship's hull's size is slightly larger than 2 meters on each floor. Right? So I think we made him 3 meters because I think that's what this is. Looking to match over here, we're going to make this 3 meters. So we're going to take, and each floor is 3 meters. So we're going to go to 3 meters straight like that. And this is where we're going to actually count in the deck. So we will extrude and then extrude again to go to 3 meters. Right? Ugh. No. Extrude again. And then just don't panic. There we go. So we go up to 3 meters and we hold like so. Okay, so this is where we are on this one. And me trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. So bring it. I guess maybe one more. Like so. That way they'll all fit. I feel like I may have made a mistake. That we may have to fix this in a different world. We'll have to see. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hollow the tube out. Because it's a transfer tube, right? You need to hollow it out. So we're going to go to object mode and add another Gilgamesh here. And we will shrink this guy down. So he's this size. Move him over here. Make sure we're in the right spot. We'll bring him back up in size again till he's 90% of what we've got in here because it's really just a tube, right? It's a transfer tube. It's a transfer tuba. I'm clever. Okay. To ensure that we're locked in exactly where we need to be, I'm going to bring both of these guys until they're at dead center. And make sure that they all are like that. Snuggly. Okay. And this guy's here. And the next thing I'm going to do is make sure he's longer than the tube. So, go to edit mode, do this, and go like that. Make sure he's longer than that tube. We really want him to be longer than the tube because we're about to hollow this tube out. So, okay. Here we go. We're going to add a modifier. First, we're going to go into object mode. Say U. We're going to add a modifier, Boolean, and we're going to take difference, and we're going to cut that cylinder out of it. I'm going to take difference and now, if that worked, very big if, check it out. All right. Now we have a hollow tube, transfer tube. Right, go here, go here. The next thing we need to do is cut the openings for it. So we're going to go back into object mode, right? I say add mesh. We're going to do this the sideways thing. So we're going to do the sideways one. We're going to take the cylinder right here and shrink him down, right? And I'm actually just going to go on ahead and move him over until he's here because I know that I want him to be slightly smaller than the tube. So we're going to take this, and by slightly, I mean a lot smaller than the tube because we really only want him to be about yay big ish, right? And we're going to take because we've got two. We actually need him bigger than that. We're good. This is pretty good. Pretty good. Mm-hmm. So we're going to take then, we're going to come in close like so. We're going to go into edit mode. We're just going to take 1/2 and move it to the 2 meter mark. Slightly below the 2 meter mark like so. I'm going to take the other half and move that to the almost 2 meter mark. So just short of 2 meter mark. Right. Okay. So now we've got kind of an ovoid going here. In fact, we can kind of, if we wanted to, kind of bring it in just a hair, right? And these guys probably need to come in like totally like this so that they'll be good. Good. Yeah, good. All right. So then we go to the side. We take this guy here and we rotate him 90 degrees. Shift allows me to go slower, and so I can crank it in and dial it to exactly where I want it to be. So I want it to be 90 degrees square. There we go, 90 degrees. And then take and put it back in object mode. And we're going to go through here. And the tubes are only 2 meters up, so we're going to go like this. And we're going to say U. And actually, we're going to go back to the top and make sure he's lined up. He is. Okay, good. U minus U. Right? And now we have an opening. Apply. We'll take U and we'll move you down to the first floor. All right, we'll do the same thing. He's not 2 meters. Why is he not exactly 2 meters? Anybody notice that? No, never noticed that. Okay. He can be 2 meters because the decks are 3 meters. That's why. Okay. We're good. Nothing here has gotten ruined. Make him be 2 meters. There we go. Sit him on the deck. Same thing. U, take U minus U, and say apply. Then we take U and move you down to the first floor. And we say the same thing. U minus U and apply. If we did this right, hopefully, we have this. Right? So now we have a 2-floor transfer tube. The pause now is for me to think of whether I did this right. Right? We have about 5 minutes left in the show today, and then I'm going to move on to pulling my hair out, I guess. I don't know. Okay, we're going to take our transfer tube. We just built him, right? So we're going to bring him over here. Right. This transfer tube now has, this is a standard mid-deck transfer tube. We need to now make it a short deck transfer tube, which means we're going to shrink it, but not in a universal way. And shrink it down to 1 and 1 this way. We only need one person to go through this transfer tube. So we're going to put this transfer tube here. I'm going to rotate the tube so that it's this way. And Bob's your uncle. Nope. There. And this way, this transfer tube here can be kind of placed here-ish. And this allows you to go down to the first deck of the bridge. It also allows you to kind of crawl through this spot right through here, which maybe we can actually adjust a little bit to fit the transfer tube now that we have a transfer tube there, right? Like these guys don't need to necessarily be so rough through here. I mean, it doesn't have to be so hard. There we go. Okay, did that open up here? What's going on? Yeah, it just pulled that out. No. You people can't just do that. There we go. A lot of whipping going on here. All right. That should give us enough space to walk around this transfer tube to go out to the door. And I actually kind of feel like maybe these guys could be pushed back just a hair too. And like you. All right. It took some time, but I think we got it. All right. We got it. I think we got this. I think we're good. That transfer tube goes all the way up to the second story, or goes up to the top, but there's probably nothing. Well, I don't know. There might be something. Well, it could go to the Orlop deck, I guess. So there's always something up there. You never know. So we got this. We got here. I think this is an interesting back part of the bridge. We've got everything kind of squared away now. It's this transfer tube's thinner than a normal transfer tube, so we'll have to kind of fuss with some other transfer tubes if we want to use those again for some other reason. But at least this works. You can get from the top floor to the bottom floor on the transfer tube now. So there's that. So anyway, okay, cool guys. That's what we got. I will see you all tomorrow. I'm just going to keep going. Or if you're going to join me and join the QuaCk group, watch QuaCk tonight. And oh wow, it like kind of has a great kind of feel to it. QuaCk tonight. Anyway, watch QuaCk tonight at 10 p.m. Mountain Time. Until then, guys, remember to keep your eyes on the stars. Goodbye. Computer, good night.